Hi, it's Sheila from Design with Sassy. I've been wanting to say that. The first video that we used, I was still using She's a Sassy Lady, and yet I knew Design with Sassy was coming, and so I'm really excited that my second video I can share with you. The second design that you are going to make, hopefully, is this one, and it's going to be a window card. As you can see up here, I've got a frame. Now what I want you to do, I got my artwork ahead of time because I don't want a 30-minute video, and so I picked my artwork ahead of time, and this is just a frame, and of course I'm now stuck. Hold on one moment. Sorry about that. Every time, this is my new computer, and every time that I save, it knocks the program out and I have to restart it again. So that's why I stopped. It's only because I don't have Chrome going. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to choose a frame, any frame. Just go in and choose a frame. Preferably not one with this little tiny bitty window. But this is a wonderful frame because it's still sturdy on the outside and it'll be able to hold your artwork. And so pick out a frame and then pick out a bunch of artwork. Now you'll find as you're getting to know me better, I'm always going to design a card that is for someone in the family or a friend or someone like that. So I went and I picked out artwork because I have a grandson that's going to be 7 years old in a little while, actually in July, but I like to get my cards that are complicated done ahead of time for my grandchildren because they really, really like Grandma's cards and look forward to them, and of course the money that Grandma puts in them. But that's beside the point. Anyway, pick out, if you're going to do a get well, pick out some get wells, and you'll notice that I've got 2 cupcakes on here and 2 happy birthdays. And the reason why I do that is I'm not sure which one I'm going to use, and I picked out a hat also. I'm not sure of the artwork that I'm going to use, and I may still have to search, but at least that gets me started with you. What I'm doing now is I'm just kind of pushing them over to the side so that they are out of my way, and right now I just want to get the base of the card done. So as you can see, I have got my frame. And my frame, I want to go here and edit, and what I want is a 5 by 5 square card. So 5 inches, oops, enter, and you can see this has got a 4 by 86. What I'm going to do is take off the lock, and it's going to be 5 by 5 inches square, okay? Now, I need one of these. Here, I need to copy it, and I need to paste it. This is going to be the back of the card, and what you're going to do is you're going to hit on here, layers. I want to contour it, and hopefully I've got a good one that I can, and I do. And as you can see, that's the back of the card. This is the front of the card. Now this is going to be a window, okay? So we're going to work on that in just a minute. And what we need to do is we need to join these together. And what I'm going to do is put the back up here, put the top here. And we've kind of got to get our X and Y's together here. So we'll do that in just a second here. Let's see how I am, okay. And I've got an X of 104 and a Y of 042. So an X of 105 is now this one. I want an X of 105, 1.05. And that way you see that I have them just right in angle with each other. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, as you see, I've got that selected, and what I'm going to do is bring it down so that these two touch, and see how I'm bringing it a little further so you can see exactly what I'm doing here, right over here. Now I'm going to bring it back up with the up arrow, and as you know, I've got them connected, okay? Just like that. I'm going to kind of leave them because we're going to play with them a little while longer. I am not going to weld them together because I'm going to put the artwork on this, because what's going to sit on here, and we might as well get a shape, and we'll grab a square, and the square we're going to put right over the window because we're going to cut a piece of plastic that size, and the plastic will go through. What I usually use is remember the old carts? They would come with the plastic, or different games have a plastic. I also have some what do I want to call them? They're thick plastic individual page, where, you know how they have the thin page protectors where you just put a page in there and then you come up with a notebook. But they have another brand that's very, very thick, almost like rubber, and it works great, and I use that a lot. So whatever, you need an acrylic piece of, or you could use off of the projectors, you know, the up projectors, where you write on them, and you could use the film for that too. At any rate, this is what this here piece is for, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab this artwork and we're going to bring it down. And first I'm bringing the cupcakes because I want to see something with the cupcakes. I want to go back to the layers and I want to ungroup this because I want to look what these pieces look like. Okay, this is what I was hoping for, is that it would be just like that. So we're going to leave it alone. That's perfect, and I'm going to use it. I brought this one just in case because I did prefer this one, and I'm going to group it back together again, and we're going to put the cupcake, and we're going to just set it right down here. Okay, we're going to put a hat in here somewhere, I think. I don't know, maybe our dog. Our dog is going to go like this, and what I like to do is I like to get them and then stretch them till I know that's exactly where I want them and where they're fitting. Now the happy birthday, I've got this thin one, or I have the thicker one up here. Let's get this one. I think I like that. For working with you, I like the thicker one because the thicker one is easier to cut out and position. So we're going to use that one, and let me get rid of this one. I'll backspace on it and we'll get rid of it. Oh, we'll cut it. Excuse me. That's right clicking. Okay. And with the happy birthday, all I'm going to do is kind of position it like this. And we're going to move this one up a little bit. Okay. Because our actual piece is going to go like this. Happy birthday. And the reason why is this is going to be the front. This is the actual front of the card is what it's going to look like, right like that. Now we're going to get the dog, and we're going to make the dog bigger. And the dog's feet, as you can see right here, are hanging below the card a little bit. And let's move his belly over a little bit, and his belly and his other foot kind of hang over. And we're going to bring him to the top so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. Move to the front. Now, cupcake. Cupcake. We can make the cupcake a little bigger, and we can take and we can tilt this cupcake a little. So it goes like that, okay? Now, I think that's what we're going to have. We're going to bring the happy birthday back down a little bit. So it looks like that. And we're going to bring the happy birthday. No, we'll leave the dog on the front like that. We're going to get rid of this X on that. And we don't really have room for the hat itself. We could cut it and put it on the inside of the card, but I think I'm just going to stamp the inside of the card. Or actually, I'm going to stamp the inside of the card. So I'm going to take that off. I'm going to take this here, and I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it. And where did this silly thing go? Is it right on top? It looks like it's right on top. It is. Okay, we'll leave it back on top there. I'm going to change the color of this just so it's easier for you to see what I'm doing. It doesn't matter what color it is. Well, let's make it white because I'm going to cut it in white. And I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller so that's the inside of my card is going to have an area for sentiments so that I can stamp on it and write on it for my grandson. Okay, so that, and we don't have to worry about that. We'll just push it over to the side here for right now. Now, we have to make a copy of the dog. And the dog it doesn't matter what colors it is. I changed the colors because the green just made me sick to my stomach than when it came up green. And I'm going to copy the dog, and I'm going to paste the dog. Move that dog aside. So we've got the dog. Let's copy the happy birthday. Oops, copy the happy birthday. Paste it. Move it aside. Copy this, the cupcake, and paste it. Put it aside. Now, this piece here is going to be the front of the card. And what I need you to do is I need you to grab a hold of it like that, highlight it. You now have all the pieces. I want you to group it. Then I want you, oops, it's still grouping. Did it not group? It didn't group on me. Oh, it is grouped. Okay. Ungroup. And then do this again, and we will group it. Okay, we're good. Now, I want you to take and weld this. See what it did? Now, in the welding, you'll see this little piece right here. This is going to cut through. And it'll leave a hole, and we really don't need a hole there, but we're going to leave it. If it was something big or gaping, it actually would probably work out better if we took and hit contour, but it doesn't offer us the option to contour and take off this little space, okay? So now we have this, and what we want to do is we want to copy it, and we want to paste one. Now remember, these are still on top of each other perfectly. So now, we need to take this and we need to move it down. And let's just check to make sure that we're still at 105 with both of these pieces. So go to edit, we're at 105. Go at the bottom, edit, we're 95, so 1.05. Enter. Okay, now, no, that's not right. Move this down, 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 down. Grab this one. And we're at 105. Grab this one. And we're at 105. They don't look right though. They're not right. For some reason. See how the edges? Oh, I know why. Excuse me. This one here has to be flipped. Whew. Flip it. Did it flip? Flip, flip, flip. I don't like the way that's looking. I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. Line it up right on top of each other. There we go. Just right on top of each other. There we go. We got it perfect. Now how do we, we'll grab a hold of the back one through the window maybe? Nope. Grab a hold of the back one this way. Move it up. I don't know why I didn't get the same one. I'm getting a 117 position. But see how perfect they line up here? And that's what we want. We need them to be perfect. So we are going to then grab, let's forget it. Let's do it this way. That, hold your shift key down, grab it that way, go back to layers, group it. I like to group it just to be on the safe side. You don't really need to, but just, I do it for a safety thing. I think it's back in my gypsy days. And then I want you to weld those two pieces together. Okay, see how they are? Now I want you to go up into Insert Shapes and grab a score line. Now where did the score line go? It's right here. We've got to get it turned this way. And we can line them up straight here. And let's get them over here. It's hard to grab them afterwards, you know? Come on, get over there. I have the hardest time grabbing these score lines. I tell you what, I went out and I bought myself some glasses. I've been wearing my contacts for years, and I got my glasses because now I need reading glasses. And I was getting so tired of taking them off, putting them on, taking them off, putting them on. And so most of the time at home now, since I am retired, I just wear my glasses. So if you ever run into me, I now have my glasses on. When I go out and at someplace special, I put my contacts on. Now what we need to do, we've got the score thing right in the right spot. We want to grab that, two, and we want to group them together, or not group them, excuse me, attach them. So you have it. Now, here is your card base right here. See how easy that was to put together? When you know what you're doing, it is extremely simple to put together. Now, just to show you what I always do, like when I show my daughter and that, I always take, and when I show her a card that I've designed on the screen, I always have my sentiment in there so she knows that that's going to be the back of the card and it's going to have the sentiment. And then what I do is I put my pieces on. Now we're going to turn this into a light blue. Or let's use jade and go up here. So it's almost pale. There we go. Just so that you can see it. This is actually going to fit. So when you're putting your card together, you know where it goes. Is you're going to fit it right in between here, and you are going to use your ATG and attach it first to the base, first to the happy birthday on the bottom there. You're going to attach it right there, like that. Now, I am also, you know, you can do what you want with your thing, just attach it there. I'm also then going to take this, I've got to put it to, range it to the front again, move front, and put the other card on top, the other piece of the card on top. And see how that plastic's going to fit underneath? Won't that look nice? Then we're going to take our, and these pieces all got to move to the front. So let's see if we can do them together. Shift, 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 and arrange. Oh, they're not going to let us. Okay, I tried. Move to front. And you're going to glue it right onto there. Happy birthday, or whatever yours. And, you know, if yours says, get well, then fine. Yours says get well. Now grab the dog, or no, grab the cupcake first, because remember the nose was on top of the cupcake. move to front, and we're going to put the cupcake right where it is, right there. And so when you put your card together, you're going to glue that onto there. And I always glue this piece together, and then I attach this piece onto the top of the card. Move that to front, and there you go. See how easy that is? And there you have your happy birthday card. And or like I said, whatever you decide that you want it to be. But it's very simple. Now what I'm doing is I'm showing you the base of the card. I want you to cut your base. You go and let's get a picture up of it and see what it looks like. I'm going to see if yours looks anything like mine. You do not have to use the same artwork, and that's what I like about Design with Sassy, is that you're designing with me. You have the expertise. As long as you know how to make the base of the item, you can do exactly what I do. So I want you to get excited about what you're doing, and I want you to do the card. And then put a picture of it. Put a picture of it as if you're coming up with it on the screen, or you're stuck with what you're doing. Then fine, post where you are. Show us a picture of where you are, and we'll be able to walk you through so you can have these nice cards like this that are unusual. Because we can go to the store and there's so many people that make cards these days. Let's face it, there's a lot of people that make cards, but not a lot of people take the time to do these pieces of artwork, to take and put them together piece by piece and piece these cards together and have these unusual cards that are shaped cards. And notice on this, when you're looking at this, you're going to see hanging off the side of the card on the front is the dog's feet. Yet when you look at the back of the card, the dog's feet, you won't see that. It'll be a nice, neat card. And the cupcake's hanging over. The birthday's on there. It's going to be hanging onto the window part. And when you glue these together, just so that you know, I will cut one out and put it together for you on video also. But when you cut this out, I want you to then glue it on. But be real careful with your glue, because you're going to be laying it on that plastic window. And that's real hard to do. You want it to look good on the other side too. Okay? So that is your your card for this week. It's a it doesn't have to be birthday. It is a window card. And you go in and whatever artwork you owned, and what I do is I go up in here and let me show you. I go up and insert images. I use this little siphon or whatever you want to call it, and I filter out and I click on my images, which means I'm going to get all the access images and all the ones that I own. Do I ever go through all the images? You betcha. I have bought a lot of pieces of artwork that I really, really like, and especially I go on access at the very front, and if there's a new item there that I really like, sometimes I buy the whole cart, and sometimes I buy just the piece of artwork that I need. So that's the beauty of Design Space. Anyway, you do what is best for you. You do not have to go out and buy anything else. Just leave it the way you want it. Use your own artwork if that's what you want to use. If you want to use just access, God bless, you can do it, because there's plenty of frames. Just put up there in the search area frames. If you wanted to say get well, put up in the search area get well, pick out your get well. If you want a cupcake on there, fine, put up cupcake and do a search for it. If you want a birthday cake, put birthday cake up there and put a search for it. If you want an animal, for my grandchildren, even for my friends, I oftentimes use an animal because it's so cute. And we, as adults, we get these stuffy things, and yes, they're beautiful, but I like the things that put a smile on my face. And this card puts a smile on my face. You have a blessed day, and thank you for joining us with Design with Sheila. Now, please, join our YouTube channel, Sheila McShay, and join on Design with Sassy. Thank you much. Have a blessed day. Bye now.